of at least have good information on one end of the map by himself, or himself on attacking sides and create some presence on his own. So we'll just have to see how it all shakes down as we get started with Gen.G on the defense, as BBG looking to get a little bit of mid control going here as well as trying to break this wall down.
Well, the wall will be carved, but look at the pressure for Gen.G defensively through B main.
Yeah, it's
the pressure established with 2 players sitting close, so the opportunity to maybe even flank through the middle is aware, at least for the side of BBG. It looks like they are pretty aware of this, as you've got Boy who's just throwing shoulders, making sure nothing comes around the back, as the execute does look to come right through mid. Trailblazer Boombot to clear some space, and it'll be a take right through Mail. First player up would be Nature, but backing away. That'll create enough space for this, really, the offense to have to hit a pause button right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's great, because if you do this, and you can just play retake B if you need to, because you still have B lobby control defensively if you're Gen.G. They also still have info on the vents, but that trap wire has now been shut down, so now Gen.G have to be a little bit more concerned about potential A heaven flanks. They could get pinched at A. They're both playing ramps together, so there is some space that BBG could maybe punish, but it's like they're still testing the waters up through B heaven. They have pushed the Sage further and further back as Nature now tucked into sight. A lot of bouncing back and forth here from BBG. No final decisions, but now it seems like the A split is very much in the cards because A defense is in a little bit of trouble.
Indeed is holding in the corner, takes down the lurker of Poach, and now you going right into Rhyme. So much utility that could be used just to read this out. No more paint shells to play with, but you hear all those zip lines going. Kusta off the long flank eventually gets there. The trigger disappoint is good for the double, but your response. 8 seconds, have to make a play, and there's really not a lot of opportunity to do it. The spike will fall.
Good play from Gen.G, as we are going to see the save out of BBG coming into this one.
Different look defensively for Gen.G, though. This time the Cypher of Kusta setting up for traps through vent, and then also at A. It's going to be Guamon, who's going to be playing topside B on the rafters, but no instance where BBG want to initially push. It's just essentially just a setup for the orb. They're happy with it. They'll back away.
Yeah, not too much to see here. Very typical eco round for BBG is, coming into this, maps aside, Gen.G just seems like the team that should win, right? I mean, they're the ones that have something to prove. They were, again, consistently kind of placing within the top 8 or top 6 of all of the different VCT events last year, and we're always kind of right there in the mix, whereas BBG never really saw them in VCT very much. I think they only qualified for Stage 2 and didn't have too much noise being made in that one, so I think the expectations are high for Gen.G, whereas BBG, again, scrambling with this new roster, just trying to get themselves established, and obviously they're going to have kind of a slower start here as they're just eco-pushing into A.
Great information from Rhyme on the shoulder peak. Paint shells come through just to help support the trap wire, and the first 2 kills are clean for Gen.G. Up top, though, Boy, going to be scouted out by the spy. Cam wants to go down low. More obstacles remain there. Sean backing up, playing the box, holding the tight corner.
All over the place, and now they get the kind of play out around that they want. They don't have any restraints.
A lot of attacking star pressure through Mail, but there is a 3-man defensive stack for Gen.G, including Sean, who could make a flash peek happen. Slow orb in hand. Trailblazer out first. That's denied. Only player that's been seen. Uh-oh. I was going to say it was Rhyme, but Nature tosses a very poor slow orb, but in response, actually, Will kind of misses the angle off the paint shell, so a little bit of missed utility on both sides, and both teams just kind of have to sit and hold their ground.
Yeah, Boombot will come out now to start clearing middle. Nature tries to swing off a bit. Will is there to punish, but Rhyme and company now just stacking up into Mail Room, trying to take these fights out in the middle, trying to put those Spectres to use, but BBG has come out in the better end of the deal. They have the 4 versus 3. They still have some mid presence here. They're now starting to back off and head towards B lobby. There is no defender holding that site now, though Sean is starting to make that rotation. We see some mid-aggression from Gibon, but it's caught, and this looks like it's playing right into BBG's hands now. It's going to take a big play from Sean on B to change things.
Yeah, just a couple of miscues through mid. Sean was trying to set up a guiding light peak for Nature, but the timing was not quite perfect. So now it's down to Sean to kind of make a heroic play happen once again. 3 last round with the Spectre, only 1 this time. And for Kusta up top.
Footing, we'll see how things play out, as there's a lot of A focus early here from BBG.
Early Trailblazer clears off a ramp. Will going very quickly behind this play. No spy cam this time topside A. Keep that in mind. All of the Cypher utility is either on site with him or in the middle of the map. So Rhyme and Sean will have to be responsible for holding this area, and a counter Trailblazer will come through, noting that BBG have not yet made their way up to top A tower.
Bang does get darted there, so I mean Gen.G are still getting that confirmation that it's a lot of heavy A pressure. Kusa now jiggling it here, trying to see if he can get some shots off. Sean has a chance to get something going with the flash. Timing may not favor him, though, as Will again pops off with the Phantom on the ramps and gets A heaven control, gets BBG man advantage. He's going to start clearing out vents and threatening that as well. And so now Gen.G in a little bit of a bind. They're all spread out. They're a man behind, and big opportunity here for BBG. They still have yet to commit. They have plenty of time. They're just kind of holding their ground, watching to see if Gen.G are going to try to make a play, since they're at a disadvantage right now. And a lot of times a defender will usually try to look for something, but everyone's just kind of holding firm. So a little bit of a stalemate, but here comes that A hit forming.
Nebulas will cover off the connection both through screens and towards the defensive side of A towers. Down to Kusa. Needs to get at least one here. There's the first. Does it cleanly. Paint Shells trying to push through it. Tries to sneak over into the cyber cage, but Will's Paint Shells will deny it. Spike will be planted just in the nick of time. We've got a 2v3 where Nature and Guan are still on rotation.
Yeah, it's a very slow rotation at that. Both coming towards screens position. He felt like Kusa needed 2 there to give his team a chance, but we'll see if they can still break through in this 2 versus 3. But oh no, that showstopper is certainly going to slow things down. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, Will gets everything he needs.
Paint and 4 rounds played, so that's exactly how you want to start as Gen.G are back on the Eco.
Gen.G trying to use this Marshall to allow them an angle to push through it, but boy is holding this. Oh, and actually steps away just as Gen.G make their peak happen. Stars will be collected. From Gaman, that's going to be a rifle picked up, and Nature's on this flank that BBG just do not expect.
A good thing is BBG got B Heaven control and kind of wrapped around that pressure in B lobby, and now they can even bring Spike through defensive side if they want to.
Rifle.
Yeah, it's a great pickup from Poach over through sewers. Spike will get planted for defensive back halls, and I feel like BBG navigated this pretty well.
Yeah. Kusa's got to get here to get this trade on the Poach. Could be 2 rifles then picked up. There's the first. Neural Theft. Gourmand also picking up a rifle of his own. So it's a 3v3. Time becoming the biggest enemy, though, for Gen.G on this retake, as BBG are going to be setting up a post plant through dirt. Slow Orb will come through. 1 to counter with the flash, trying to delay as long as they possibly can, but Will, who was trying to play a timing, gets denied. And now you've got the wall bound. The barrier orb will, not actually quite allow the full diffuse, or at least halfway diffuse, but it doesn't make a difference. Gen.G use that to essentially build themselves a more narrow choke point, and it's a thrifty round for Gen.G.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, I thought Gen.G
rifles to the table. The only person not on full armor is Bang. So it is still definitely a competent arsenal, to say the least. Trailblazer largely denied by these Nebula placements. A little bit of information that no one's sitting front side vent, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at the very least, it gets them up towards mailroom. But as you said, they were not able to clear out ropes, so they don't know. Aggressive defense, though, coming on an A side, but you know, no one's really home. Boy's kind of playing more back, but now he just catches it and shuts down the trap wire. Will he find more? No, Sean's going to back away, trying to minimize the damage. And now they haven't pressured to come in. So BBG, again, has some good map control here. That's a great Viper's Pit on B for a feint.
He's going to keep 2 defensive players locked in. But Sean, looking for the aggressive peek, gets the gunfight win versus Boy. That at least allows the defensive position to come through. And in the same moment, GMD wins a gunfight on the Poach inside the Viper's Pit. So now the flashes come through. Sean trying to follow up off of his own utility, but it's Kusta there to allow the trade. 1 more through. Cyber Cage, Bang able to get the flash in, and that turns things to a 2v2.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Will. His timing through the defense not going to matter. Surely not. Seekers will come out for Bang, but even the Seekers are a bit confused as they go up and then right back down. The 1v2 for Bang. Has an idea that this whole play is coming through screens, and he would be correct in that sentiment. There's the barrel of 1. Finishes the kill. And the second! Bang for the double! BBG able to use the Red Bull clutch to keep it tied at 3.
Indeed, they are with a little bit of an eco round, and Will taking full advantage. Double kill onto A quickly. Spike will go down, and Gen.G are going to have a tough one here.
That they will. Kusta nearly finds a timing trying to play through the toxic screen. Nature doing the exact same thing, but holding a bit of a corner. Got Poach up next. In the corner. No, Poach will not be bested. Last one left is Gaman. And you feel like with the rifle, it's probably just going to be a backup and save instance, and it will be.
Yeah, hold on to that Vandal. Certainly not a bad consolation prize to escape with. Maybe you're going to have a flawless round here, which is always nice. Keep the economy in better shape, because honestly, it's quite low.
Yeah.
It's because of the, thrifty that got thrown against them a couple of rounds ago. And obviously the previous round, they let it get down to a 1v1 despite having a lot of advantages, you felt like. So it seems like, honestly, the way this has played out so far, I think BBG have done a lot of good things when it comes to their map control and just, you know, how they're positioning themselves, but they just lost a couple of key gunfights, and that's why this game is so close.
Just taking a look, you know, we mentioned it, BB.
Yeah, both teams onto the full buy here. A little bit of an A focus early from BBG, not as much mid-centric as they have been in the past. They're still keeping that B presence over there with Poach. And again, that is the liberties you get with this double controller with the Viper, is she can constantly just kind of anchor one side, and you still have Astral available to dictate the pace for the actual attacking point. As A is certainly being ravaged right now by BBG. They have full ramps, they got the orb, and they're just kind of sitting with this control. It's really just down the Bang playing passive in the back of the site. Rather Sean.
Also got Rhyme that could rotate quickly. The problem about this is BBG have made a play up towards ropes already. And Will's timing here could be unbelievable. Rhyme just above him. Will, do you want to try to peek for this? It would be a risky moment. Doesn't quite see the barrel of the gun. Now gets an opportunity, but Rhyme still takes the 1v1, and then the Boombot to clear. Puts a lot of pressure on BBG as they're already rotating over to B.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a good B defense in place right now, man. There's 2 in heaven and 1 on site. Gamon is very much ready for this. He's going to get some help now from Nature and Co. as well. Toxic Screen goes up to try to give them a path forward, but they're just getting shut down by counter utility, and now Gamon's Vandal.
1 enemy remaining.
Man, it just... I think you look back on that round if you're BBG, and like you mentioned from a couple rounds ago, you take a picture of what was currently happening. Still able to fully invest into round number 9. Trailblazer early, just trying to clear things out. Nebula will try to at least block the cross, but up top it's Sean, changing up the angles. Goes 1 for 1. Nature deep will get a slow orb out, and that will be enough for BBG to just stake the paws of their own, put the barrier up, and then make sure Will gets brought back to life.
Yeah, good reactions there to get their res back, get it back into a 5-on-4. You know, put that pressure on A side. Now they can bounce back. They know they force the defense to scramble. They obviously don't know what's going on at middle, though. But, again, they've left Poach behind, so he at least knows they haven't pushed out B lobby, and they're not in Ramen yet. One thing they really need to worry about is mid. They're about to capture that now with these Nebulas. Both defenders playing inside of Vent, so they're not really going to be able to do too much unless they can somehow timing something.
Well,
but this showstopper could be big if Ryan pulls it out at the right time.
I was going to say, you've got a spy cam that can be your first defender through. Cosmic Divide's going to come out, though. Rhyme doesn't want to wait. Uses the blast pack to push forward. He's got players to his left, players to his right. Just guesses, and it actually boosts him back over to Mail, but Bang finds the trade nonetheless. Now the Seeker's earned. Those will immediately be pulled through. Nature can deal with 2 of the 3, and now Will for a rocket of his own. Just a bit short. And now the defense on top of the site is going to be overwhelmed as Nature and Kusta have to reset and try to retake 2v4.
Planted.
Bang in a close corner. Oh, and Kusta seems to be very aware of that. Spam shots will not finish the job. And that just makes the job that much harder. Nature trying to re-wrap back. Kusta still holding through dirt, just watching behind, and there may be a call here just to save. And that seems to be the case.
Yeah, there's enough credits here for Kusta to be able to drop a weapon while maintaining this Vandal, so they could still get a pretty good purchase out in this next round.
Tails a get an elimination on to Bang playing close on the corner through mid. Puzzling to say the least. It was really well thrown, but that's a major first blood, and now there's a barrier orb that BBG will have to deal with eventually as they try to attack up towards B tower.
Yeah, again, good deep mid control already here for BBG. That wall is slowing them down. Now they'll try to wall over the top of it, but it's a 2-for-1 trade for Gen.G. You like the sass of trying to make that work, but does not quite come to fruition the way that they were hoping. It's going to give a little bit of edge here for Gen.G. They seem to have a good B defense still in place to watch this B push as well. That's a great Trailblazer.
Should connect on the boy, but the Cosmic Divide may have paused the elimination. As Poach moves forward, they'll tally 1. Boy, flashed. Not going to be able to find the gunfight versus Sean. We go 5-5. Just as convincing as the round was for BBG. Gen.G respond with one of their own. 11. Economy a little bit more hindered for BBG than it is for Gen.G. Not just financially, but also with the alt economy. Sean trying to peek. It's Nature on top of his own barrier for at least a small moment. Bang thinking that maybe there's an opportunity to get a trade. And, well, Slow Orb will delay the flash as well, but Bjor still finds the elimination. Nature can back away a little bit longer, but this take towards B Tower is not done yet, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, they had a great grab well to get the read on where the rotation back from Gen.G was headed. They saw that one, went to that left corner, able to get the flash on him. That was Sean and take him down. So again, BBG has some great little team play, you know, kind of ordeals that happen where they get some good control, they get some favorable positions. Let's see if they can capitalize here as they're trying to fight their way through A ramps. Good trade there. Limits Kusta to 1 frag. They maintain man advantage as they come into A site. Spike will go down.
I like this.
And we'll have to see what the defense is going to do about it.
They're going to be blocked off from playing through screens, at least initially. Spike is getting down, but as the resurrection comes through, Gen.G have a chance to heal up and fully take this 4v4. It's just going to be down to do they recognize in time that this barrier orb is going to block them off of screens. It looks like they are pretty aware of it as they make their way over towards top tower. Defensively on the post plant. Positive into Seekers are going to scout things out, but it's going to be, at least you thought, Will maybe lining up a couple. Not the case. It's a 2-for-1 for Gen.G. Now their attack on the way back into retake. It's 1 from each side. 1 up top, 1 through ramps, 1 through screens. Yours focusing on what's going to come through the Nebula. Sees the blast pack of 1. Nice shots, but then there's trades coming through. 1v1. Bang and GMD. Flash comes through. Bang gets the information plus the kill. And it's built by Gamers up 6-5 through 11.
Last round.
Goes up. Will take it off. And all of a sudden, the X Factor pickup of the operator has found value. BBG, though, not backing down. Want to try to keep some pressure over through A ramps. With these spam shots, they do still have to hit a bit of a pause.
Yeah, they're trying to fake that maybe they've gone A ramps already. Now they're using that to get ore. That's going to set up a res, and they're going to be able to get that guy back that got ops. That's a really smart move there from BBG.
Yeah.
Great use of barrier, great use of getting that orb for alt, and so now it's like nothing's ever happened. The problem is they have no presence anywhere else on the map. So they have no idea what's going on. Yes. Got to spend a lot of time clearing stuff now, but they're going to be able to smoke up mail and vent to try to isolate anyone who may have pushed up close middle. So they're going to get some mid control back and maybe set up for the split at A through vents. They still left 2 behind.
The Trailblazer did not scout out Poach. Did not make it past the toxic screen. Rhyme still looking for the same opening angle. Oh boy, you got to be really careful here if you're Bjor.
I love this.
Oh, the shot misses!
Though.
Sean was looking to play a bit of a trade setup, not the case. So now all of a sudden it's a green light for BBG, making their way on towards site. 2 of them making their way up towards the top, so it's on Rhyme. How many shots can you hit here? Through the slow orb, not going to find anything else. And Kusta backside of the site, also a bit of miss. With that, BBG will plant.
Man, I love the idea of the bait and switch there for Gen.G, but the shots just miss, and BBG capitalized. Now Spike down, Viper's Pit in play, and they have a 4-on-2, looking destined for a 7th round.
Paint shells to delay. That's the last utility from Will. Poach still has snake bites if he wants them. Take on the way. Nova Pulse comes through. Nature finds the first and does it very cleanly. Now around the backside corner. Boy's not here necessarily to help. Nature gets it, but it's just down to GMD and through the Viper's Pit. Too much of a distraction to find Bang inside, and with that, we send things to our half.
Or they've been able to find their rounds throughout these last 6 or so months, so we'll have to see. Definitely this pistol holds a lot of weight for Gen.G already being a couple of rounds behind.
Well, Trailblazer sent through mid-map will get some recognition. That boy is playing pretty close to male. Take on towards B, starting to make its way forward. Bang wants to try to deny mid-map, and that's a good elimination. But the problem is there are no defenders on towards sites. The barrier orb will provide an avenue to get in, or will it? Now on the way down, BBG, a couple of good eliminations coming through. Slow orb will completely isolate Nature. Has to do something unbelievable, and nearly does. 3 kills in the round for Nature, but the last 2 BBG members just too much to deal with.
Yeah, Godspeed.
Well, no speed to be had here.
No.
Paying first 2 kills through mid-map. Pretty much already puts this round a touch out of reach, but still committing forward. Sean was able to at least take down 1. More utility coming out for BBG as they quickly try to just put this round to bed. And the shots coming through Bang nearly just do it independently. Last player left would be Kusta, 1v3.
Yeah, and he's not long for this world. He's getting flanked from Ramen. He's got no HP. And yeah, that's going to be it.
Tough scenes.
Yes.
But talk about the pressure now starting to...
You know, usually a little bit slower paced. So not too surprised to see this kind of opening from them.
This is good awareness, though, on both fronts. BBG using the Toxic Strain to get Bang forward, but Gen.G aware that that play could happen. Trailblazer will 100% scout this out. Trying to assist deep was Boy, but getting pushed back means that Bang will fall pretty inconsequentially for the side of Gen.G.
Yeah, good free pickup there for Gen.G. Also might find something here as Poach is trying to get a little bit aggressive inside B main, and Gimon is very much anticipating that. He's playing a more passive angle and sitting back, but Poach is kind of content just to play the box here. Maybe try to catch someone off guard with the timing as his orb comes down, or if maybe he goes unchecked, he could try to pop off a couple, but looks like Gimon's prepared for this. Yeah.
100% is. Spike is not here, though. Keep that in mind. And look who is defensively cut this offense in half. Hold on. Never mind. Sean is going to find Boy. Let's say if Boy gets around that corner.
It's gone! 30 seconds left. You missed the flash sale. I'm sorry.
True. Oh, man. But for a second, Boy could have put himself in a really slippery spot. Ah! Fight! Do it!
Oh, nope. Nah. Not with this much on the line. It is definitely a tough one to deal with, but they'll see if they can make something happen. Bjork, of course, hearing the blast back across, tries to surprise them with the judge. Does get one. Quickly traded. Will sees the pressure coming his way, drops the paint shells to stall, trying to buy time, but he cannot escape back onto site. That's a great kill there from Sean. They smoke their way into A. They have an advantage as the spike is going to go down here momentarily. Seekers are out as well.
Wait, these
Seekers. Be a tough retake.
Seekers got through Poach. They know one player sitting mid, and those Seekers starting to make its way through B tower. There should be some awareness here that for Gen.G. The other two are rotating deep, so they're going to throw Rhyme up top to try to contest as the first Vanguard here. The barrier orb to block the screens hit. Flash is also just knowing that, okay, got to contest this A tower. Shoulder of one has been seen. Nova Pulse comes through, but Gravity Well trying to keep this Gen.G play through A ramp safe, and it has for now. Bang will eventually get an elimination, but this is taking a lot of time, and it looks like they're already saying we're done.
It took forever to get Rhyme out of that corner. I mean, he was feeling all kinds of heat. But he was able to stand it and stay in the kitchen long enough to make sure they win here, forcing the save.
So you almost expect 8 just by Arsenal alone. I think probability would give you that instance, but we'll see. We've seen BBG get mixy with these lighter buys so far. Can they find a way to maybe do it again with some cheeky strats? Flash push over to B main. No one home, but it does allow an orb to get picked up.
Yep. Sure does. Will now only one away from the showstopper. Bank does have the Seekers. It's really the only ult in play this round, if it's even going to get put out. A little bit of shallow mid-control here for Gen.G, still testing the waters on A lobby as well. Again, just that slow, steady default pace that Gen.G's always kind of been known for. I will say at times they've innovated. Like, I feel like they were one of the first teams on attack to implement like some tube into kitchen hits on Icebox, for example, last year. So there's been some stuff here and there, but this is kind of their bread and butter. Just, you know, taking that slower pace. See if they can gather up here and make something happen, though, at A.
Timing for Poach is going to be everything. Gravity Well splits up this Gen.G offense. Poach now found out. Barrier Orb will block him off. Will here to help deny it, but it does reinforce regrowth to try to get Poach back up to full health. But Gomond will start to plant. Slow Orb comes through, and Nature actually takes a fight in the middle of the Poison Cloud. Did not think he expected it to bloom when it did. So a good first kill for BBG on this retake. 5v4. Seekers come through. Sean denying 2 of the 3. The play, largely coming back up towards top tower. Kusa not 100% ready for it. It's another elimination for Poach. And now Sean down low is going to be tested from a multitude of angles. Able to help out. No, not quite enough. And how about it? BBG, Gravity Well pulls the defense a little bit out of place, and they find the trades to take the round.
Indeed they do. I was actually a little bit surprised.
1,000 credits for both Boy and Bang, so they've got enough to afford going into the next, no problem. Other side, Gen.G. A little bit more of a pressuring situation here in this round 18. Trailblazer will get them some access over towards Mail. Bjor over the top of his own barrier orb, but does not quite find the angle on top of the Nebula. So now Ryan gets going. Gravity Well trying to hold Bjor in place. It finds damage, but no elimination. And then the defensive Gravity Well will essentially deny any further play towards B tower.
Yeah, it did. I mean, he's actually probably fortunate that he fell off the wall, because I think he was going to be in a lot of trouble if he didn't. He might have not have escaped with his life. He was able to get away and heal up. kind of a standstill, but Gen.G have a lot of mid control now based on that pressure. The only thing going well for BBG is Poach has pushed out A lobby, and now they have an ability to kind of pinch an A heaven attack while still maintaining some presence towards B, but they're going to have to play more of a retake B now. They don't have any B heaven control. That barrier there from Gen.G has denied that. Boombot will now lead them into the B split. It's really just this one player in the back, but Will, that's a good little thought, gets one and slows down the attack.
Massively so. Boy's got a little bit of a reprieve here and uses it brilliantly. A double from Boy. Wanting the third up close and personal. Tallies it. Tries to stay alive through Rhyme. That's where the play will end. But it's a 1v3 for Rhyme. Paint shell still available. 2 shots left. Needs to get this reload, so that's just to create some space. And the snake bite will push him out. Not a lot of time here. And BBG have overwhelmed. What a play, though, from Will to stall that.
He can find this, though. They're right back in the mix.
Essentially a
Economies
force
are
buy.
very fragile. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. BBG's defense really coming to life. A lot of luxury to play with offensively for Gen.G. How do you set this up? And it's kind of a dry peak here for Gen.G up through A ramps. They don't use a lot to get to this position. It forces out some defensive utility to retake. Sean's still feeling frisky. Wants to take this challenge. There is help here. Flash will come through. And Kusa looked like he was stuck inside of a spy cam or something. We'll still mount into trades. Resurrection for Pure will come through. And we got ourselves a 5v3 for BBG's defense.
Yeah, it's looking swimmingly here for BBG to start working towards closing this thing out. Good shot there from Nature. Maybe gives them some way back in. They have to wait for the snake bite. But now they'll be able to get up with that Cosmic Divide. Clear out the site with the paint shells as well. Spike will go down. They're just kind of reinforcing that barrier with the ice wall now as well. And so they're able to get the Spike down safely, but can they defend against this retake where BBG do have a man advantage?
Defensive Cosmic Divide will come through. There's a very narrow space. Shout out Hobbs team. That's literally the only space that was not Venn diagrammed here on the site itself. Bang moving forward. 1 flash available. Queued up and then pulled through. Toggling, trying to see if maybe they can pull the offense through this Cosmic Divide, but none have moved as of yet. Rhyme in the close corner. Another toggle comes out. Exchanges start to unfold, but it all turns up in front of a Gen.G. It's down to Will. 1v1. They get to 12 and map point. GMD on the cross gets the elimination, and Gen.G stay alive, if only barely.
That was a close one. Will got it to half, and
maybe going to get pressured by this BBG push through B main. Trailblazer to scout it. Will thinking about the peak, but decides instead, let's not get too greedy. We'll just take the orb and back off.
Big round here, honestly. Gen.G, you feel like, need this one. Because, again, their economy is just so fragile at this point. They're trying to, once again, to lay into this B site. Good utility is starting to, push some defenders back. They still haven't really taken your room. Good counter utility here with the snake bite from BBG to kind of slow this attack down. It's very much B focused right now because mid's being controlled by this Viper's Pit. And it just feels like they're getting put to a halt. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do to kind of break back in. Maybe if they can somehow get in this pit and take down Poach, that will give them a little bit of something.
Kusta's creating some noise, blindly throwing out spy cam darts, hoping for a tag.
You can't blame the man. You
Not
might
at
as
all.
well. You miss 100% of the dart shots you don't take. He's also missed the 2 he has. So it's unfortunate, really, but it is what it is.
Oh, that was a solo play from Sean trying to pull the defense around. 2 defenders are here, but a counter flash comes through. Trades on top of the B site will allow Gen.G on, plus the resurrection gets us to a 4v3 post-plant situation.
I know exactly.
10 seconds left.
Well, bet they know where they're coming from now, Chiv.
I think you might be right.
I have a good idea that they're not
Yep.
getting flanked, at least.
Yeah, that much is for sure. You've got a nice solid post-plant setup, not just with the 2 players holding close with that information, but more importantly, the players over through B main alley. BBG have to make a decision of how you're going to clear this, and they need to make that decision quickly. Time is starting to run out. Here comes the play. Boy holding close. Gravity Well comes out. Boy finds the first elimination. Kusa throwing shoulders, sees no one's on Spike, so Rhyme doesn't peek as of yet. Now the second challenge comes out. Rhyme with 1 elimination. Denied by Bjor. Time a huge issue. Kusa in a clutch spot to hold this. And yeah, he'll just take the final 2 shots. Gen.G go to 9.
Yeah, really good stuff there. I mean,
Like almost every single round. This half, we've barely had full purchases from either side, because even as much as it's just pistol upgrades from BBG, Gen.G are working with a Bulldog and a Spectre, 2 Spectres, and 2 Phantoms, so it's even not fully confident, you feel like, for Gen.G's offense.
Oh, yeah. It's an interesting situation, to say the least. We're going to see some aggression from BBG. They have to kind of gambling around like this. They have low firepower. Not going to find anything. Trying to bounce back to B. Not going to be able to beat the timing of this attack. Though, as I say that, Poach is stalling this enough to at least get some help back in sight. And now, heck, everyone's about to be here potentially before this site hits. And that could be the Gen.G's demise, but they could also bounce off. They've created a lot of pressure. They probably know that BBG are going to be more prone to over-rotation with this low econ. And so now they're just going to kind of take mid for free and try to set something else up.
The Nebulas get placed to fake. Boy, down low. Would have been miraculous for him to even find one with all 5 Gen.G members hopping into his face, but the heal comes
That is,
out.
it was raining men, but there was no hallelujah there, buddy. Let me tell you that. They just poured down on him and spiked down.
My eyes are better than yours.
Good long-range shots from Kusta. In this round, you feel like you'll come to a 10-11 conclusion pending miracles from BBG. Yor will essentially trade out a Frenzy for a Ghost. Tags and reveals come out. Sean, aggressive. Feels like he's got the ability to do that with just a Spectre in hand. Does get denied. I mean, there's not a lot of motion here for BBG's defense to get on in time to defuse, plus get these kills, but hey, kill's a kill, really, at the end of the day. Rhyme sees the play through, and oh boy, Bjor's made this very punishing. Even Poach can take a long-range angle here, and that will be where it falls. Kusta for 4, but with 2 eliminations, BBG, you know, hey, it is what it is. Silver linings, I suppose.
Pulling rockets, but Wills is the one that connects onto Sean, a big player down for the attacking side of Gen.G.
Thing about this is there's still aggression here from Rhyme. Gets maybe a little bit caught on the rope. Still wants to take the gunfight. Finds the first and the second. A massive double from Rhyme. Turns the Spectre to a Phantom. And the Boombot to create space is now Gen.G work their way through mid.
Oh, that's such a great recovery from losing that fight of the showstoppers. Now they're going to get a vulnerable B-sides up to BR with this operator, trying to hold his ground, but he's been darted. They know exactly where he is. He's trying to swing some bullets out there nonetheless, but now he's getting pushed in.
Oh!
He lines up a collateral. That could change everything. Kusta trades, and now it's a 2-on-2. Oh, my goodness.
And BBG are here to try to contest. Just comes down to what do you check? You see the defensive ping towards Rafters. Satchel does not push Rhyme away from cover. Kusta at the high ground. Wants to double check the back. Snake Pit will force this defense in towards sight. Kusta timing on the peak. What does it look like? There's the first. The shots are not clean. Rhyme able to get 1. It's down to Will on the site. Stuck into a corner. And Rhyme will find 4. Oh my goodness.
Force buy.
Well, look at the credits on the other side for Gen.G. Outside of nature, everyone is fine.
Yeah,
More
exactly.
than fine, in fact. So, I mean, there is a huge advantage starting to amount, and BBG, you got to find a way, maybe what, to steal some weapons here for free, and then maybe just consider that the win of this round, or, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get a read here as far as what exactly BBG would consider to be a success story, although they do move forward for an orb that Seeker's earned.
Seeker's own, plus they have res, so I mean they definitely have some aces up their sleeve to try to get back into this. There are Seekers available for Sean to try to help lead an attack, to try to flash away into Maroon, but right into the judge, and he strikes down a hefty verdict. That's going to be 2 out of here, and oh my goodness, this is getting intense.
Seekers in the barrier orb, enough to keep Yor safe, long enough to now change that judge into a Vandal. For all the judges that we've seen both Sages pull on the defensive side, it finally hits the mark, and at a crucial time.
Yeah, this is a tough one now for Gen.G. They're 2 down. They don't really have any real map control. Come on, the stove's hot. Okay.
Don't touch!
That's a big catch. That opens up a little bit more breathing room now for Gen.G, though. I mean, Gamal still has no idea what these guys are. Oh, hi! Hi there.
Thing about it, he's a solo playthrough, and it's the Pistol of Bang! The 1v2 on site, and the share.
We've had some pretty awesome moments this game. It's early, too. This is only the first map of the night, dude.
I know, I'm trying to save, some of the voice here, because we still got a long one tonight.
Let it fly.
I'm
let him free.
I'm all in on this.
Yeah.
Toxic String going to get countered by the Boom Bot, trying to re-clear space through mid. It's a double defensive stack here for BBG, though, and Vents. This is the first time we've seen a look quite like this. Poach in the corner, no! Sean for one, and that will immediately force Will to back away.
Yeah, this is one of the few rounds where Gen.G's been able to get main advantage this early.
huge.
Good stun. Will can't get away. Sean,
Oh!
good. Oh, it's Rhyme coming in off the flash from Sean. That is brilliant stuff. And yeah, as we expected, buddy, it's going to be OT, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
Sean's so big, bro. Not only the entry, but he perfectly sets up Rhyme for that double.
Unreal.
Ugh. Disgusting stuff, man.
Yeah.
But in a positive way. You know, that cool disgusting.
Absolutely. Yeah, the new age disgusting.
Yeah.
Hello? Nova Pulse check?
Okay. Just no.
Boy gets affected by that?
What divided?
He's going to go for this, but...
I mean...
he's yeah. Gets one, and the second. Hold on a second.
No.
Surely not. Surely
no,
not.
of course
There's-
not. Oh, look, all
yeah.
these stars! Oh my god, they're just playing chess with Astra stars.
Not a lot of health to play with, not a lot of time to play with. Does see a barrel.
Nah!
Boy, made this super interesting. Oh my goodness. Holy Hannah.
Oh my, I thought it was so that many years.
Be in
You're
the
like
thousands.
5, yeah, like multiple thousand a month of time.
I wonder if there is some sort of a rule set too. No, none at all?
There's not. Nope, not yet.
Golly.
I feel like that's the same for like every TAC FPS.
I guess it's
No
fair.
hard stop yet.
Good Trailblazer clear. Also deals with the trap wire, so not a lot of information here for Gen.G off of that. But they are looking to get aggressive through Poach, who's been in this position before, and they'll go 1-for-1, which largely that's fine. You see the cam placement from Kusta. That'll really kind of merit when you hit through, but the paint shells will force them out of the cam. Gravity Ball comes down, and it's a trade that goes pinstripe in the kill feed. We stay to a 2v2.
Not surprised to see it remain this tight when we've gotten this far. Now all the pressure on Gimon inside the B site here, getting attacked from two different angles. His teammate not there for support just yet, and back calls. Boy wins out the timing on the Nebula. Now leaves Rhyme alone. Still has paint shells available.
Good shells.
30
Yes.
seconds left.
Oh, but Boy gets away from it. Oh my.
Wow.
Boy and Bjor, I thought for a second that Bjor was dead to rights. I'm stressed out right now.
Just have a good time, man.
I know, but it's a stressful type of fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fun for sure. Maybe not for
It's like that
fans
suspense
or-
you get, like
Yeah.
riding the roller coaster up to the first drop. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Or here we go, Gen.G peeking through mid, bang, trying to get a Hawk to come through. BBG push, Gravity Well vacuums Sean into the middle, but he's at least able to salvage some of this play. It's a 2-for-1, still favoring GG, or BBG rather.
Knocking them.
And the
Could be
spike is
GG.
still not committed yet.
Yeah, no commitment whatsoever. Gen.G and man down, having to try to find something to work with first before they can make that commitment. Defense is holding steady, knowing that they have the edge and the clock is on their side. There's Barrett or still blocking any potential B heaven pressure, but that's where BBG want to go once it fades. They have to spike in B lobby, looking to make this split happen. There are two defenders on site. Boy down low, you're up high,
30
spots
seconds
them,
left.
fades back. Here we go.
About to say you got to catch Bjork cleanly here if this execute is going to be polished and you're going to reduce the numbers. But Sean around the back. And the thing is, Will was just looking this direction. But Bjor, maybe he's done enough for the moment. Gets the first. Nebula fades. Bjor gets another. Turns for the gunfight versus Sean. Time becoming a problem. The flash comes through. Sean has the challenge, but it's the pistol of Bjor. 4 in the round, and it's a 14-12. We will not be here till we're 84. We'll only be there for a couple of rounds. But I feel like
Yeah.
I've at least